right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here in this week's practice. This is our third week in a 12-week series where we are exploring our senses. So we've already gone through sight and sound. You can catch them recordings. I put them all together so you can connect them at your own pace. I'll put it in the email so you can go over and take a look. And today, week 3, we're going to be exploring touch. So I welcome you to give yourself permission to land in this space. We'll be taking it nice and slow, and we'll be exploring what feels good, what our body rejects, and if there's any discomfort, for whatever reason, just know you don't have to do anything that your body is telling you not to do. Actually, that is part of this practice. The deeper intention of this, all of this that I do, is to listen to our body, to notice when she opens and to notice when she contracts. And that is just the first step. And then from there, we'll start to be able to listen more deeply and be guided from that place. So every breath, we're just coming to land. Once again, I just want to say thank you to you all who are in the live, and thank you to everyone who's catching the recording, taking your precious time to sit, to return to yourself, and to be curious. That is the key to all of this. So we'll take this time to arrive exactly as we are today. You don't need to be anything else. Just notice what is alive for you in your body, in your mind, in your breath, without needing to fix it or change it, just to notice. And naturally, as we bring our curiosity to our body, to our mind, to our breath, it naturally softens because it knows that it is held in that space of curiosity and love. And that's what comes naturally when we don't try to change anything, when we just observe. So we are allowing ourselves to be here in this space. Notice your breath as you come to land more deeply. We are slowing down to become more present. And that might come with a resistance today. So notice that. Notice where the resistance lands in your body, or notice where you're welcoming that slowness, that permission to be replenished, to rest. Might be a full body exhale. So within today's practice, we will bring in the practices from the last 2 weeks for our eyes and our ears, and we'll do that each week to kind of bring it all together through our time. And for those of you who don't know me, haven't met me before, I'm a former nurse turned holistic health practitioner, and I've been sitting and supporting women for over, well, I don't know, nearly 15 years, I would say, specifically with women, holding space for just over 10 years, like women's circles, those kind of spaces. So this is really important to me because I think we all deserve and need a place to land. That's why I'm coming every Thursday together to create a rhythm within our own lives, whether you're in the live or catching the recording, just making a moment each week. So before we go deeper, welcome to notice our space and notice how our body feels in this space. You might be able to feel that your body softens and relaxes, or maybe for whatever reason, something in your environment and your inner world is creating a contraction or a hold in your body. Again, with breath and with curiosity, there might be a softening and an opening, or it might just stay with us for today's practice. See if we can be okay with that. So today's journey together, we'll be looking at why touch matters, different qualities of nourishing touch, simple practices to awaken our sense of touch, which is linked to the guided meditation, and then some reflection questions. And finally, at the end, we will come to sit together in the private space for everyone who's in the live. Everyone who's catching the recording, you can reach out to me at any time if you need further support or just want to share what's come up from today or any practices that we're sharing together. So now, start to bring into your awareness your skin. You might find yourself touching your skin like I just did, or maybe an awareness of your skin. So our skin contains millions of sensory receptors. And every second, they are receiving information from the world around us and also from our own inner world. Picking up on pressure, on temperature, on texture, on movement, on what feels comfortable, what feels safe. And all of this information is received and filtered through the brain, through all the lenses of our own unique self. This is the theme through all of our practices. All our senses run through these lenses. And that's why no two people experience the same thing, because these lenses are from our past, from our ancestral line, from this present moment, from all our beliefs. So they run through them, and then we have an idea that is formed. Something is created based on the information and the layers that they're put through. I feel for me, just knowing that helps to make a little bit more space as messages come through. So there's one question that our body is asking, and it is, am I safe? This is the fundamental question, am I safe? So sometimes some of us are not safe in that present moment, and that makes perfect sense. You'll maybe know why, or maybe you won't know why. And sometimes this is a perceived threat that we might be picking up on. So it can go both ways. It can also be perceived safety, because we move towards what's familiar to us. So some things that are familiar also aren't nourishing and aren't safe for us, but we have yet to become conscious of that. So doing these practices today, even though they might feel so simple, is actually helping us to become clear through our senses. That's why we're doing 1 week at a time, because we want to know our baseline. We want to know how our body is communicating, receiving information, and how we're receiving and understanding that to help us to get a better idea of ourselves. So for most of us, when we feel something warm or gentle, our nervous system often responds by releasing oxytocin, which is sometimes called the love hormone or the bonding hormone. This can be distorted if you've had experiences of trauma or beliefs ingrained around this. So it's not the same for everyone, as I mentioned before. So just be aware of that as well. But when we're feeling, if we're connecting to when our body is feeling safe, not by idea, but by sensation, what are the things that you start to notice? Maybe it's the breath slowing down, the deep inhale where you feel you get that full body breath. It might be noticing your voice slow down. Maybe it gets smoother or deeper or more rhythmic, which you'll notice in meditations. Mine and other people's meditations who you listen to, you might notice that rhythm, the slowness. That's why it's so important for us to ground down together first, because we're all human and we all have things going on. So our voice is another indicator of how we're feeling. Our heart rate. So you might be someone that's really connected to your heart and you feel it slowing down. You feel the blood rushing through your veins. not in a way of panic, like we need blood to run or to fight, but in a nourishing sense. You might notice the difference within us when we're feeling safe. There's so many ways in which we could scientifically monitor it. Like if we looked at the way our body digests or our hormones or how we're releasing things inside our body that we don't need anymore, all that starts to work in balance. So things come into harmony. And when we're connecting to touch, which is a real human need, there's so many studies done on children and how their health is affected when there isn't that nourishing touch, when there's absence of it. So not just when there isn't harm, but when there's absence of nourishing touch, how that affects the child's health in that moment and how they interact with the world as they move through their life. And so you might be able to remember when you were a child, if you received that nourishing touch, if you were held, if you were rocked. You might not be able to remember, and that's okay. We'll discover more as we go through this practice together. So it's deeply personal. And this practice today is very individual because not every touch feels safe. Not every touch is welcome. And sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves to feel safe is to have boundaries and then gently, slowly rediscover touch. We can do that with ourselves. We can do that with, if you have an animal that's close to you, through stroking or letting them lay on you, or being in nature, hugging a tree. I guess these are real things that help us to awaken our sense of touch if doing it with another person doesn't feel safe. So we can begin somewhere. And by interacting and being in relationship with animals and nature and the elements as well, it helps us to remember that we're not alone. We're not alone in doing this. And also, there are so many people that are on this journey to awaken touch. So you're not alone in this if it's something. Maybe, you're someone who likes touch and this doesn't seem like a challenge for you. So how can we awaken it more deeply? How can we go into that? What practices can we bring into our lives to awaken our sense of touch? So when we go through this practice with ourselves, it's also important that we gain consent from ourselves to be able to be touched. Because maybe you've noticed this before, maybe in practices that you've done where somebody has guided you to touch yourself or massage yourself, but it doesn't feel right. It's almost like your body doesn't want that. So we are constantly in communication with our body for what feels good, where your body might already have a resistance, and to listen to that, because we don't have to, through this practice together, although we will be doing energetic practices later on. If today your body does not want to feel touched, does not want to be touched by you and in any way, this is really great information, but it also means we can adapt. So we can feel our energy field from afar. So for example, if your body doesn't want to be touched, then you can sense the energy radiating from your body and stay on the outside edge with your hand. If your hand feels too much, you can just sit and surround yourself in an energy field. And from the outside place, feel your body. So there's so many ways we can do it. And as we honor ourselves, it also helps us to deepen our relationship with others in our life as well. So yeah, the listening and the being in relationship is what we're really coming to practice today. We're going to go through some different qualities of nourishing touch to begin with, just to see how our body responds, to see where we're at in this moment. Because as I just mentioned, not every touch communicates the same message, and it's also different with who it is who is given the touch, whether it's yourself or someone else. So we'll come to feel into that. All right. Let's take some deep breaths together. If you can, close your eyes down, and with each inhale, letting that breath enter your body, opening the channels for the breath. So you might want to move and adjust to open up. And as you exhale, to soften. If we increase the duration of the exhale, this is a really beautiful way to soothe our nervous system. Although for some people, the counting and noticing the duration is not something that calms the nervous system, but it's just a practice that you can try. So you breathe in, count your inhale breath, maybe it's 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds or 6 seconds, whatever is available for you. And as you exhale, you're softening through the shoulders, through the jaw. Oh, letting that breath reach all the areas that you might not have connected to today. I'm noticing my body is asking for some movement. You can ask your body, is there anything you want right now to help you land? Not through distraction, but through relationship with your body. Okay. We're going to bring in one of our practices from previous weeks, connecting to the eyes. So open your eyes for a moment and let your eyes move in big circles one way and big circles the other way, slowly and curiously. And then let your eyes rest on something that is the furthest away from your body. It might be something on your wall, or maybe you can see outside your window. And in that moment, open to the relationship with what you are looking at. Feel the channel open between you and observe. Notice if your mind tries to put it in a box of what it is, of how it makes you feel, and just simply say thank you and continue to observe. It might be you're feeling into the space between what you're looking at and you that might help you. Let the forehead soften. Let the eyelids become heavy. And when it feels like time, let the eyelids close and rub your hands together. When you have that heat in the palms of your hands, notice the sensation. So stop the rubbing. Notice the tingling sensation or the warmth in your hands. The heat that you've created. We're now going to gently cup the palms of the hands over the eyes without too much pressure, and just noticing the warmth and the gentle massage that brings. Take some deep breaths and let your palms move to come into deep relationship with your eyes, the muscles, the tendons, the fluids, the blood, the energy. Take a nice deep breath and then remove the hands, keep the eyes closed, and notice the sensations in the eyes. A simple practice that we can do every day. And now take a deep breath in, slowly through your nose if you can, if not, obviously through your mouth. And as you exhale, start to hear the sound of your breath. You might find yourself humming or toning. What we're going to do now, some of you have maybe done this breath, the bumblebee breath, where the thumbs go in the ears and you cover your eyes with your middle finger. You put your ring fingers at the side of the nose and the little finger to the corners of the mouth. If you know that, do that. If not, you can just put your fingers in your ears. So we're putting pressure in the ears, and we'll take a deep breath and then hum. And we'll hum 2 times. Nice long breaths. Here we go. Mm. Mm. Enjoy the silence after the humming. Let the vibrations move through your whole body. Feel how that sound, that vibration, turns into touch from within you. Let the breath deepen so you can feel the breath moving down to your feet. Feeling yourself held in this moment, held by the earth, held by our mother, our shared home. And as you're being held, open that channel to the earth. Give yourself permission to be held, to be supported. Feel how when you consciously open the channel to the earth, what it feels like to come into relationship, that feeling with energy flowing to you, and also your energy flowing back down to the earth. Notice how that feels. Becoming more aware of your skin, all the places of your body that are resting on something hard right now. As you feel yourself resting and held, allow your breath to lift you and make you lighter. So you're allowing yourself to be held. You're not collapsing. You're allowing. And the breath lifts you to open you up. And as you do that, you get space through all of your vertebrae, through all of your organs. Your blood can move. The energy can move and flow. As you make space, you feel your breath flowing, receiving that breath. Can you enjoy that breath coming in, the sensations, and the exhale? Now bring your awareness to your arms and stretch your arms out all the way to your fingertips, opening through the chest, letting the breath come in, maybe moving them to the sky, really stretching through the arms, the sides of the body, and gently letting the arms rest down. The first touch we will do is holding. We're going to hold ourselves, wrap our arms around ourselves slowly and see what is welcomed. Feel the weight of your own embrace. You can change which arm is on top and really hold yourself. Not too tight, not too loose, enough to feel supported and held. Notice the warmth of your hands, the gentle pressure. Can you soften into your own embrace? Maybe your head wants to drop down. Maybe you want to curl up. Maybe the grip needs to be a bit tighter and more around the back of the body so you can feel your fingers on your shoulder blades or on your ribs. take some slow, deep breaths and silently or out loud repeat, I am safe. I am safe. If them words don't resonate because they don't feel true to you, you can try other words that feel true, or you don't have to say anything. You can just feel yourself be held and adapt your hold accordingly to how your body is saying it wants to be held right now. Let's take 3 deep breaths there, allowing ourselves to be held by ourselves. Now slowly unravel and let the chest open and the arms release down to the earth. See if you can keep your chest open if that feels good for you. And also noticing if you're collapsing into the shoulder blades, if they're drawing back, can you open the shoulder blades so the front and the back is open evenly? Let the eyes rest and notice how your body has responded to being held. Nice. Now we're going to use our hands again. So before we do, see if your hands need to have a stretch off, squeezing, releasing, rotation of the hips. The wrists, or the hips if you feel like it. And as you soften the movement, feel the breath coming from your heart down the arms into the hands. Softness through the wrists, softness through the fingers. Now we're going to gently cradle our face in our hands. Just like this. Find a position that feels good for your hands and for your face. Maybe the elbows are resting on something. Now gently we're going to cradle our head like you would with a cat or a sleeping baby, just rocking from side to side, pressure on the left and the right side. You might not even enjoy the rocking, but just see, maybe pressure on one side, pressure on the other side. Offer yourself some tenderness. Also feels nice to get a V shape with the fingers and put that at either side of your ears. And silently or out loud repeat to yourself, I am cared for. I am cared for. Let your eyes close. Let your head become heavy and held in your hands. And we'll hold this for the next 3 breaths. Let your hands release. Find yourself in that lengthened spine position and let your breath move in naturally. Nice. Next, we're going to stroke ourselves. So I welcome you to stroke your arms with the opposite hands, or maybe you want your face or your head. Just see how you feel. See what feels best for you. Move slowly and mindfully to see what pressure you want once you're stroking yourself and where it wants to go. And notice as you're stroking, not just to stroke, but to notice the textures that you're stroking over. Let your hands explore. There's a real curiosity that can come with stroking. See where you're drawn to. And maybe be curious and move to the places that you haven't thought of today. You might find in some places when you're stroking, it just wants a little bit of pressure. So give yourself that. Stroking is curious fingers, and it's saying, I see you. So as you let your hands wander, you can say out loud or in your mind, I see you. I see you. So for the next 3 breaths, let's explore. I see you. I haven't forgotten you. I'm here. And pause. Notice how you feel. How you feel energetically, emotionally, and also if you have awakened anything in your body. I'm feeling a lot warmer now than I was before. I've got blood flowing into places that wasn't flowing there before. So now we're going to move into rocking. So this time with rocking, we can hold our body or we can keep our hands at our side, and we're going to rock or rotate. You might even find yourself tapping left to right. You might find yourself holding your body and rocking, letting your head sway, or finding that motion of side to side. I naturally, whenever I'm holding a child or an animal, I start to rock naturally. And this rhythm is so innate, it communicates to us safety, that you're being held, that you're being comforted. And there's something inside of us that remembers this. There's nothing to prove, let's just be here together. And if you do have someone in your life that you can do these practices with, get someone to sit behind you and rock your body from side to side. See how that feels to be held from behind. And as we're here holding ourselves supported by the breath, say to yourself in your mind or out loud, you are supported. Rocking forward and back, just this rhythm that can come. You are supported. For the next 3 breaths, fully go into that. Close your eyes. Let the movement come. And the last one that we'll go into is taking your hand, whichever one you feel most connected to. Feel the warmth in your hands. If they're not warm, give them a rub again, get some energy there. And place your hand on your heart, but go to your skin. So I'm gonna have to strip off a little bit. Put your hand under your top and place your hand where your heart is, skin to skin. Super important. Maybe you know when a child is born, the first thing that they do, if they understand physiological care, is to put the baby skin to skin with their parent or the caregiver. Skin to skin. And as you place your skin on your skin here, maybe you find yourself bringing some rotations or just a gentle pressure or a light pressure and saying in your mind or out loud, you belong, or I belong. If the heart, for whatever reason, doesn't feel good, maybe it's your stomach or your womb. Or maybe it's not that it doesn't feel good, it's just there's another place that is asking for you. Feel your own skin, feel the warmth, feel the pressure. Maybe if you go deeper, you can feel your own heartbeat or your breath gently raising to meet your hands. And stay here for a moment. Maybe your other hand wants to come and join in too. Finding myself drawn to my heart and my womb space. And feeling your body, which has carried you through every single chapter of your life. Obviously, the cells were new, but still, this body, this physical body that is holding you through all these life experiences, always here. Every joy, every heartbreak, every celebration, every loss with you. As you drop deeper into connection with your body, in your own unique way, express your gratitude for your body, whether it's through words, whether it's through a deeper touch, or just experiencing the sensation of gratitude inside of you. They have their own special, it has its own special frequency. Gratitude feels a certain way. Come to notice it. I belong here. Thank you. Whatever words feel true for you. You can stay here, or you can release your hands. When you do, find the moment to release your hands. Pause and feel the sensations that remain from where you touched, from where you've been in connection. Connecting to the breath, imagining a warm golden light above you. If you find it tricky to visualize today, just follow your body sensations as I speak. Awareness above the head to a warm golden light. As you inhale, feel the light gently, slowly move through the crown of your head, passing through your mind, through your body, releasing any unnecessary tension. Imagining every cell being nourished by this beautiful golden light through your chest, through your stomach, through your pelvis, your legs, your feet. Let this light pass through you and down to the earth. Let yourself be held by this warm light. Notice how it becomes a bridge between the sky above and the earth below, flowing through you. And ask yourself gently, where am I being invited to soften? Where in your body are you being invited to soften? Where there is a tension that is ready to be seen and loved and moved through. Let it come through you. Let it be expressed. And what kind of touch does your body long for today? Perhaps it is warmth, movement, rest. Maybe it's the sensation of water passing through your body or being by a fire. Maybe you're just sitting in the presence of somebody that you love or care for. And as you rest here, feel your breath hold you. Notice there's nothing to achieve or to prove. You're allowing yourself to be held. Feeling yourself be replenished. Noticing the life force moving through you. Your connection to this greater web of life. And we'll start to connect to the world around us. Before you open your eyes, notice the sound, the vibrations coming from around you. You can move your fingers, your head, your body. When it feels good, you can gently open your eyes. Try not to look at the screen straight away. Look around your space and notice what it's like to see the world. Notice how you feel compared to when you first began this practice. Anything that remains the same, anything that has shifted, how it feels to exist in your body. Maybe through that practice, something came alive for you that is uncomfortable, a sensation. Maybe it's a part of your body that has been in hiding for so long because it didn't know anyone wanted to listen. So a sensation, or a thought, or an emotion. This is all very normal for things to come up as we listen to our bodies. And maybe some of you have noticed your dreams become more vivid, or your perception of things changing, or noticing opportunities come that have always been there, but you haven't seen them. This is really, really normal to happen. Sometimes it can throw us off balance a little bit because it's new and it's unfamiliar maybe, or out of the pattern that we're usually used to. So you don't have to do this alone. This is literally the work that I do. So you can always reach out to me, which is why maybe you've seen me open up some more slots, because it's really helpful and supportive to be with someone to hold the space with as we feel more deeply. So I'm just going to give you the reminder for next week. I will put this in the email, but this week, try to integrate the practices that we've done. So a minute, a few breaths of eye palming that we did in the beginning, a few breaths, the bumblebee breath for the ears. And this week to add 1 minute with your hand on your heart or your belly and breathe in, noticing the rise and fall of your breath. And throughout your days, notice the sensations on your skin. Notice when the breeze comes, what it's like when you're sat by a fire or a candle, or the messages your body gives you from within when it's time to move your body, or time to leave a conversation or a situation, or just to notice what is my body telling me, communicating with me through sensations. And then also you communicate with your body too through sensations, through all the twitches that we just explored today. So that is what we'll do for our homework. And the card today is First Breath, Beginner's Mind. And this is really sweet reminder today of when we're working with any of our senses, to come with it with curiosity, not to, actually to notice when the mind tries to give it a story, like, oh, this is the reason why I don't like to be touched here, or this. Like, that is great, but it's secondary. First of all, give yourself the time and the permission simply to feel. Anything that's meant to come from that for integration purposes or remembrance will come naturally. So it's not to push the stories away or the ideas, it's to notice them, and to also notice when you get into the spiral of the story of the mind. Like, it will all come in its own time. Notice and then come back to sensation. That is a part that sometimes gets tricky when we're doing this work, because the mind can be so intriguing and so interesting with the stories, and they will all stay. But in the practice, when you dedicate for yourself, have it as sensational based. Keep going to sensations. Naturally, you will unravel the story and see what is meant to be seen for you at this time. Okay, so we are going to go into our private space right now. To everyone who's watching the recording, please take time just to ground down. So find something for you that helps you to feel solid on this earth. It might be just putting your feet on the ground. It might be taking a drink, making a cup of tea, singing, something that brings you back into your own reality. Just give yourself that time to bridge back. Right, I'm going to end the recording here. Everyone who's in the live, let's go over to that space.